What's up guys, this is Ricecooker and I'm going to be doing a little Nightfire review and comparison video here. So I'm going to be comparing the 1.0 patch to the 5.07 R3 server patch as well as the 5.5 client patch. So a lot of you guys seem to think that I'm against patches or something, and this isn't true at all. It's just, simply put, that 1.0 is the best patch for Nightfire right now, and in this video I'm going to explain to you guys why that is. So I'm going to do that by examining both the pros and the cons of the server and client patches. And at the end of the video here, I'm going to be talking about what a perfect server patch for Nightfire would look like. Most other old school pro NFBL players also are all unanimously in agreement with me on this issue here. I mean, that's not a coincidence that the best players in this game all share more or less the same opinion on the patches. I mean, we've been playing this game for forever and we know what's best for it, so yeah, if you have any questions or comments, let me know and subscribe. Without further ado, let's get to it. Alright, let's start off here with how 1.0 compares to the 5.07 server patch. So what's good with the server patch? Well, first and foremost, it contains a server anti-crash, meaning that if you're using this patch, your server can't be crashed. It's a pretty self-explanatory point there. I think every single player in Nightfire can agree that this is a really good feature that the patch has, and that needs to be included in the perfect patch. The second good thing with the server patch is that the lag and your lagouts are heavily reduced when you're playing in a server that has it. So I don't notice much of a difference when I'm playing in a patch server versus an unpatched when I have, let's say, under 100 ping. I mean, it's pretty much, there's no lag in either of those servers, but definitely in a patch server when you're playing with like 200 ping or something, you know, it's a lot less laggy than a 1.0 server, and you're not going to lag out at all, so that's good. However, there's one part of this patch that takes it from being pretty good to absolutely horrible, and that is the new hit registration. So for this part of the video, I'd recommend watching part 1 of my How to Get Good at Nightfire series about aiming and that stuff if you haven't already watched it, because I'm going to be referring to that a bit in this section here, so if you haven't watched it, it probably won't make much sense to you. And I don't even know where to start here, guys. Let's just start off with taking a look at how aiming works in normal servers. So as you guys saw in those clips right there, I'm using all the aiming techniques that I talked about in my other video in order to kill those people. So I'm using pre-aiming, pre-firing, waiting for them to walk into my crosshair, and moving my crosshair onto them. Now all these techniques work in a normal server, but in a server using the server patch, none of this stuff works, alright? So it's pretty much you're just aiming randomly, because like you can't aim at all. It's just the hitboxes are just broken and just completely random. And as a result, playing in a server with this patch and with these hitboxes, it just isn't fun at all, because you just aim at the wall and hope you miss. That's all you can do. So now let's take a look at some footage of me playing in a patch server, and you guys can see for yourself like what this looks like. I mean, like, what is even going on in these clips? I have no idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the clip normally as it happened. Then I'm going to play the same clip again, but in this time it's going to be in super slow motion, so you guys can see exactly what the hell is happening. I'm going to pause it on the frame that I'm killing the person in. It's just, it's crazy, guys. Like, take a look at this crap. So here we have me shooting at nothing and getting a kill somehow. Yeah, killing a dude who's behind a wall. That's cool. And again, that dude's like not even on my screen hardly. Pretty bad aim here. I like totally missed this guy, but apparently I still got the kill somehow, so that's interesting. Another kill where I'm aiming behind a dude. I think I'm getting the hang of this. If you want to kill people, aim anywhere but at them. Is this real life? I don't know. I have no words. This one right here has to be my favorite. I mean, seriously. So yeah, I'm about ready to throw up here after watching those clips. I don't know about you guys, but like, I don't even know what that crap was. So apparently there's a way to, if you change your interp and change your rates, apparently that's supposed to make the hitboxes normal, and apparently changing SV unlag to 0 on the server will also make it normal, but, I've tried all of that stuff and none of it works. So the only way to get normal hitboxes with this patch is to download the 5.5 client patch. And for reasons that I'll be explaining in a few minutes here, that's not a good thing to do. Alright, so let's just quickly talk about the other main bad thing about this patch. So this isn't that big of an issue, but it's still pretty annoying. With this patch, it's going to change the sound of your P90 and your commando, and I don't know, like the sound, it just sounds like a broken lawnmower now, like it doesn't even sound like a gun. So I mean, it's just annoying really, it's not that big of an issue, but still I don't know like what the rationale behind changing the sound is at all. Okay, next up I'm going to be comparing the 1.0 patch to the 5.5 client patch. So let's get started here with the good. So with the 5.5 client patch, when you join a server that has a custom map that you don't have already downloaded in your maps folder, it'll auto download that for you so you won't have to like go on a website and do it manually. And also your game will run with no CD, so you won't have to have the CD in your disk drive to play. And also your console will be auto installed, so you won't have to do that manually either. So this stuff is all good, but I mean, it's not really that like innovative or groundbreaking. The only thing it really does is save a bit of time here and there. So I mean, it's not like you actually really need this stuff. Alright, so now let's get into the bad. So first and foremost, a few players that I've talked to who have tried this patch and absolutely hated it, they all told me that they got viruses from it. Now, I don't know if this is true or not. I didn't find any in mine, so I can't really confirm or deny this. It's just a rumor that I've heard from multiple players. The second bad thing about this patch is that you can't delete it. So I mean, even if you want to like try it out or something, I mean, once you have it, unless you delete your entire Nightfire folder and reinstall your game, you're stuck with it. So just really a bad, sketchy first impression that I got with downloading this patch. Alright, so now let's talk about why the iron sights are bad. So iron sights is pretty much just any gun in Nightfire that doesn't already have a zoom function. When you click your right mouse button, you're going to be able to zoom in with any gun. And this is a bad thing because, you're having a huge advantage over your opponent who isn't like using this patch and able to zoom in their gun. So like if you're shooting at someone who's like across the map, like at a really long distance and you're using like a P90, I mean with this iron sights crap, you can like zoom in on them and get, a much easier shot onto them than they can if they're like playing the game properly. In other games, this so-called iron sights is actually called what's known as a zoom hack for like a game like Counter-Strike Source. If you were to download one of these to like zoom in with your AK or M4 or something, you're going to have a huge advantage over your opponent. I mean, it's completely legal. Like, you get vac banned in like 2 seconds for using this in like a normal game. Now, the standard comeback, I guess, I'm probably going to hear to this will sound something like this. Well, Rice, why don't you just download the client patch? Then you won't be at a disadvantage. Well, yeah, and if we all used wall hack and aimbot, then no one would be at a disadvantage either. But I mean, I'm not going to cheat just to get on like the same level as like someone who's using this. I mean, it'd be a lot better if just no one cheated, no one used this, and we all just played the game properly. Next up, we have the altered recoil. So with this, pretty much every gun's been changed. Some guns, the recoil's been heavily increased, and with other guns, it's been taken away completely, so there's absolutely no recoil whatsoever. I mean, I can't even like understand the reasoning behind changing the recoil of the guns whatsoever. I mean, like, just why would you do this? I have no idea. Like, there's just absolutely no point in doing this whatsoever. The recoil's fine the way it is. So here's an example of me shooting the Deagle with the 1.0 patch first, and then the second clip will be me shooting the Deagle with the 5.5 client patch. As you guys can see, with the 1.0 there's normal recoil, and with the 5.5 there's absolutely none at all, and it's just ridiculous. So yeah, as you guys saw, after your first shot with the client patch, your next day bullets are going to be like almost 100% accurate. And I mean, in other games this is called a no recoil hack, but here it's just a patch. So I mean, I don't know like why this is used at all. It's just another cheat. So this is pretty much like a built-in like CL pitch up 0 or CL pitch down 0. I mean, with this no recoil thing, it's pretty much the same thing as using pitches. So everyone seems to consider pitches cheats, but somehow this is okay. Like, I don't get that whatsoever. Alright, so I'm going to end the video by talking about a perfect server patch for Nightfire. So, seeing that the client patch is more or less just like a hack, to hell with that, we don't even need a client patch really. The few good things it does, I mean, they only really save time. They're nothing like too crazy that you actually need. So let's just have a server patch that only prevents crashes and reduces lag and layouts without any other weird changes or side effects. So Nightfire is going to be 100% standard, all normal settings and everything, except your servers can't crash and your lag and layouts are going to be reduced when playing with high ping. I mean, for me, this is just absolutely perfect. There's nothing wrong with this. It fixes, what it needs to fix. It doesn't mess up the game at all. I think both patch and 1.0 communities can both agree that these two things are necessary these days in Nightfire, and that a patch that only has just these would be, just perfect. So another thing that the perfect server patch could contain, if possible, would be the ability to block RZ-min and pitches, or, any other, console cheat that comes with the game. It would also be great if the server patch could block stuff like aimbots, speedhacks, or, any cheat that you can just like download off Google or something retarded like that. Because, yeah, that's all Nightfire really needs to be a better game. I mean, it's a pretty solid game already, but just a few little tweaks like that would make the game just amazing. So that would be, really good if a patch could contain, this stuff as well as preventing crashes and layouts. Alright, so that's about it for this video here. Just a couple of final thoughts. I hope this video has helped to convince everyone who previously supported the patches why 1.0 is still by far the best game version, both server and client, for Nightfire. I strongly encourage every player to, reinstall their game and use the 1.0 patch, as well as server hosts to update their servers to the 1.0 patch so we can enjoy some normal playing again. So yeah, there shouldn't really be any question about it anymore which patch is best, but if someone somehow still isn't convinced, I mean, we can talk about it, just leave me a comment on YouTube, hit me up on GameSpire in game, and yeah, we'll talk. Or if you just hated this video and want to rage at me, I love hate mail too, so let's hear it. Thanks for watching, guys.